Sealed and Safe introduces its continuous insulation system for metal buildings. This system completely isolates the outer shell from the inner frames of the metal building, hence increasing the energy performance by as much as double or more. Our new Sealed and Safe continuous insulation system covers the complete envelope of a metal building. The patented Sealed and Safe continuous insulation system has three defining components: the SNS thermal block, the Performer, SNS purlin strut system, and a standard MBI fiberglass insulation blanket. The combination of these three elements makes Sealed and Safe a high-performing insulation system. The SNS thermal block, the Performer, is constructed of two galvanized metal plates with specially designed isocyanurate foam injected between them. The thermal blocks come in 6-foot lengths, which make them easy to handle and install. By placing a 1-inch thermal block over the top of the purlins creates a negative effect, like a standing seam roof does. It is necessary to change the design criteria and add bracing to stabilize the roof system. We overcame that by adding the SNS purlin strut system. This system greatly reduces costs, not only for the building manufacturer, but also for the erector in the field. For the building manufacturer, one strut can replace as many as 10 angle or rod cross braces. Costs in the field are reduced as much as 95% with the reduction in labor and equipment time. The SNS purlin strut allows a standard MBI fiberglass insulation blanket to fully expand and reach its full R&U values. Our new Sealed and Safe continuous insulation system works with all roof and wall panels, including architectural panel systems, standing seam roof systems, screw-down roof systems, and screw-down wall systems. Most building envelopes use either a standing seam or a screw-down roof system and a screw-down wall system. For a standing seam roof system, we offer two different applications depending on your project goals: our patents double layer system and our full cavity system. The double layer system is designed for insulation packages up to an R26 insulation value. The full cavity system insulates from an R27 on up. We also offer an attractive insulation rail system. This very attractive rail system not only supporting the added insulation, but also supports the bottom flange of the purlin. And it does not induce the tension conditions that are inherent when using banding or strapping to support the insulation. The assembly process is like a typical standing seam roof. The only additional step is to set the thermal blocks in place with two flathead screws and attach the standing seam clip through the thermal block and to the purlin flange. For a screw-down roof system, we again offer a double and a full cavity system to create a watertight seal and to keep the structural integrity of the building. We designed a panel fastener that would create a stitch-type joint between the roof sheet and the thermal blocks. The SNS panel fastener is key to the performance of the Sealed and Safe continuous insulation system for screw-down roof systems. Do not use any other fastener. Use of any other fastener will void all warranties. The fastening process works much like a typical screw-down roof. The only additional step is to set the thermal blocks in place with two flathead screws and the use of the SNS panel fastener to screw down the roof sheeting. For a wall system, we recommend using a double layer system. It reduces or eliminates the oil can effect that happens with a 6-inch insulation blanket. It also greatly increases the thermal performance of your building by as much as double or more. Sealed and Safe continuous insulation system is a high-performing insulation system. It's practical, it's economical, and it's simple. It greatly reduces or eliminates the thermal transfer of energy through the purlins. Since energy always flows to the least amount of resistance and due to the conductivity of metal, the Sealed and Safe continuous insulation system isolates the outer shell from the inner frames of a metal building, hence increasing the energy performance by double or more. Our system simply makes insulation products perform better. We estimate the return on investment to be about 12 to 18 months. depending on your climate zone. Invest now in a peak performer and get it all. Energy compliant, energy performance, cost effective, tested and proven. Complete building envelope. Great return on investment. Simply the best.